From Will Downing, 88 kg, and we have got 9 men in this competition who have major championship medals to their name. It's Eduardo Gutierrez of Panama to get us underway, his first major championship, and also a wheelchair basketball international, and his coach is Manuel for Panama. And he's starting off at 80, and in this opening round we go up to 185 in Group C through Ricardo Fitzpatrick of South Africa. In Group B we go as high as 190, Patrick Dankers of the Netherlands and Metwali Matna of Egypt. Surprised to see him in Group B considering the amount of medals he's won in his career, mainly gold. So 80 for Eduardo Gutierrez of Panama. Didn't hang about, didn't need to, 3 out of 3, and that's got our competition off to a very good, perfect start. Good to see Panama well represented here as well. Eduardo Gutierrez coming through and lifting that for 80. Already seen Gabriel Vasquez and Victoriano Mendoza Gonzalez in the same event previously. And Ray Melchor Dimas Vasquez to come. So next for Costa Rica, Sergio Muoz. The first 4 lifters we see are all from the Americas, and when we had the Rio World Cup on January last year, big test event at the Carioca Arena ahead of the Paralympic Games, huge amount of Latin American interest, which is always a great thing. So this for 105 for Sergio Muoz. First major championship. Coach is Manuel Campos, and he comes from Alajuela. So 105. Right. And that's all against. So he misses out early on in this competition. $105, but Munoz unable to follow through. When it goes wrong, you nearly say it's a bit rushed. So, next up for Guatemala, Jaime Manuel, and he's going for 120. First major championship, lifted concrete blocks as a boy. It was a little while ago. 120 to get us up and running for Guatemala. He's 54 years old. First major global championship. And none out of 3. So Jaime denied. Same story as Sergio Muoz, really, for Costa Rica. Had to be considerably tidier. Gareca of Argentina going for 142. It's a big leap, 22 higher than what we've seen previously. Lucas Gareca, 17th in the last World Championships in Dubai, and he's seeded 25th here, so how high can he climb? Like the rest, based out of Mar del Plata, Sofia Cardona, the national coach, and he competed in Eger at the World Cup in May. We've seen him a lot more in regular international competition. That should be tidier. Well, it's 1 out of 3 going his way, as opposed to what we've seen with the 2 previous lifts. So Gareca denied at 142, and he will come back. First non-Latin American lifter to come now. Kyrgyzstan.
Sagynbek, Mathamatkul, representant Kyrgyzstan.
Sagynbek, Mathamatkul. If you're wondering, by the way, if you've been with us for the week, if you're wondering where a regular Mexican announcer Gabby is, well, she also Thailand, the most medals won in powerlifting at the Southeast Asian Para Games. They won 14, 6 of them gold. Indonesia won 7 titles there. Chinapop of Thailand. $150 for Chinapop.
Right.
Well, that looks straightforward and clean, and it was 3 out of 3. Chinapop, that was a cracking lift. At 88. These Southeast Asian Games, known as the Asian, A-S-E-A-N, but obviously if you pronounce it as it's spelled, Asian, then obviously you're thinking of the Asian Games, which those aren't. Those are the Southeast equivalent. So anyway, 150, Chinapop is our leader. Here's Brett Leahy, for Great Britain, going for 155. Of course, if he came from Tipperary, he'd be Lahi anyway. First major championship, and it was through Britain's talent spotting programme for para-sport that he was discovered. Speaking of which, Hannah Cockcroft's just been voted the Female Sports Personality of the Year in Britain. Magnificent. First Paralympian that's happened to. 155 for Brett Leahy. And all going against. That prize for Hannah Cockcroft, it's not the BBC one. It's the main one, the recognised one. This is by the Sports Journalists Association, but still immensely prestigious. And in most countries, the Sports Journalists Association pick their Sports Personality of the Year. I would say with all three red lights, he wasn't immensely far off. Not a lot to improve on, I would think. Anyway, for Japan, Hideki Odo for Japan. Been competing in major global championships since 2006, and the Worlds that were in Busan in Korea. Best finish was 6th at London 2012 and in the 2010 World Championships. And in terms of continental events, 4th in the Asian Para Games in Incheon in 2014. Office worker in Nagoya, post-Rio, needed a major shoulder operation. Damaged himself quite a bit there, finishing 8th at Rio Centro. When completing the lift, and I don't know if he rushed it a little bit towards the end, but it's 3-0 for him. So still leading, Khamdam Chinapop of Thailand with that 150. And the first round about to wrap up with our next lifter. So this is out at 160.
Thank you. The bar is on 165 kilograms for the first attempt from Saudi Arabia.
Ricardo Fitzpatrick.
So next to go then for South Africa, Ricardo Fitzpatrick. RSA instead of KSA. 165 his first attempt, the heaviest in this opening round. No mark in his previous World Championships in 2014 and was a 10th in 2006 and still lives in his hometown of Kimberley. More than double what Eduardo Gutierrez was able to lift for what's currently third place. Will that knock him down to fourth? It'll be a split call, but it's against him 2-1. $165. Well, we've had 6 misses out of the first 9 that we've seen in this first round, and Fitzpatrick would have had a solid lead of 15 over Chinapop, but he got that. Still got one of the 3 in his favour, so you can see that he was somewhat close. Ridwan Anan of Malaysia, the centre referee, along with Martin Chapel of Slovakia and Maria Milea of Romania. So here goes Eduardo Gutierrez again of Panama. Got 80 last time, going for 85 now.
Sergio Muoz, please be prepared.
Gutierrez with a good clean lift to start off with 80 in his first major championship. This is for 85. Well, that looked quite straightforward. His first vote was in his favour, but the next 2 went against, and it's 1-2 against him there. So 10 lifts, only 3 successes so far, but Gutierrez did get one of them.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 105 kilograms for the second attempt from Costa Rica.
Sergio Muoz.
Quite close to it, and obviously he did have some support on his side. So next to go for Costa Rica, Sergio Muoz. This again for 105, which he was aiming for last time but missed out on. Like so many from Latin America, from Central America, here it is his first major championship. Manuel Campos getting the bindings right. So 105. And again, he was quite quick on the uptake, and this time he's got it 2-1. Good lift for Munoz, and that puts him into third place above Gutierrez. That was a belting lift. 105, successful for Sergio Muoz. Next to go then, Jaime Manuel for Guatemala, going again for 120. She missed out on last time. Great stadium, this capacity of just over 5,200. We're only using half here. And the crowds for the Mexican professional basketball here normally around 2,500. Jaime Manuel, 120.
Start. Right.
Didn't get it last time, hasn't got it this time. And again, it's 3 reds against his person. That's what we've seen so far, and an awful lot of orange in the board.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 142 kilograms for the second attempt from Argentina.
Lucas Gareca for Argentina, going again for 142. Good to see him back in the World Championships, and he made the long trip to Hungary for the World Cup in May, which was very gratifying. Helped in his qualification for this World Championship. So again, it's 142 for Gareca, and it's more successful. Approval right across the board for Gareca. 142 goes into third position there, behind Chinapop and Mathamatkul. Exquisite lift. Little concerned look across from his coach Sofia Cardona, but he really wasn't that far off that last time and improved sufficiently this.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 155 kilograms for the second attempt from Great Britain.
Brett Leahy for Great Britain, going again at 155. Leahy 155. This for the lead. Went backwards a bit on the way up. A bit of red on the board. Actually, a lot of red. It's no lift, and all 3 going against. the British para weightlifting champion for 2016. Lifted 157 in that, and what he's gone for here is around the same mark. But he went back, so a bit to tidy up. So here's our leader, Khamdam Chinapop of Thailand. Got 150 last time, going here for 155. So 155 for Chinapop to increase the lead. It was a tremendous lift from him last time. Same again here, 3 out of 3 to increase his advantage over the rest. Excellent lifting by Chinapop. 155, he leads Mathamatkul by 8. Still quite a few lifters left in this second round. We are breezing through.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 156 kilograms for the second attempt from Kyrgyzstan.
Sagynbek Mathamatkul.
So now for Kyrgyzstan, Sagynbek Mathamatkul. Got 147 last time, and this is quite a leap. 9 kilos. Going up to 156, and this would be the lead. Mathamatkul of Kyrgyzstan. Shopenkov. No, that's not going to work for him. That was a tremendous jump in weight from 147 to 156, and you did hear the urging of his coach Adnan Shabrailov. And the idea was to leapfrog over at Chinapop. Now that Brett Leahy had missed twice, but they over-egged it, I think.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 160 kilograms for the second attempt from Japan.
Odo Hideki.
So 2 more lifters to go for this second round. Hideki Odo of Japan. Second attempt at 160. So this for the lead for 160. Hideki Odo. For a man who's regularly finished in the top 10 of major global competition, it's sort of surprising to see him in Group C. With a lift that has him seeded 21st. Now he missed 160 in the first round. Had he got that, then obviously you're looking potentially 165 here, maybe 170 in the next round, or obviously a bit higher if he feels it's in him. Chance to nudge among those in Group B. 160. Hideki Odo for Japan. Let's see how close he got. Oh dear. 2-1 against. And again, there was 11 seconds left on the clock. He's leaving it a long time to get the lift up. That was immensely close again. 2-1 against. Once he's getting the bar raised. Well, he's certainly getting close. He's confident, he's a fast lifter. Once he gets on the bench and it's in his hand, he's a fast lifter. Everything else prior to that, not so much. Ricardo Fitzpatrick from South Africa, second attempt at 165. And this too would be for the lead, 10 better than Chinapop. 150 was increased to 155. Fitzpatrick.
Right.
Sure, the arms were wobbling a bit there, but I think he'll have some support. He does! 2-1 in his favour. We have a new leader. It's Ricardo Fitzpatrick from South Africa. That's all he needed. So 6 successful lifters, and Ricardo Fitzpatrick is 10 clear of Chinapop now, with Mathamatkul in 3rd place. That was a terrific lift.
Eduardo Gutierrez.
So 3rd and final round is Eduardo Gutierrez of Panama. Missed this last time, but a cracking lift in the first round for 80. So 85 again for Eduardo Gutierrez. Got it. He has got it. 3 out of 3 for Eduardo Gutierrez. And, well, he remains in 6th place because the others were considerable enough margin ahead of him, but that was a nice achievement for him. Coached by Manuela Pinilla. Got that pinged up. A good, fine, quality lift.
Jaime Manuel, representando a Guatemala.
Jaime Manuel of Guatemala, third and final attempt at 120, having missed those two twice. And he's missed out by quite a bit in his two previous attempts, and he's struggling here. He managed to get it up. That's good, but it's all three against him. It was quite scrappy. Great that he got it up, but he was just leaving himself too much to do. Jaime Manuel, 3 attempts at 120, and he's missed them all. Arms are wobbling a bit in the bar as well, and it just unfortunately wasn't tidy. And when it was on the downlift, it looked as if he'd tired himself out from the earlier rounds, but he got it raised anyway, so that was a positive thing. Sergio Muoz of Costa Rica now. How about this for a leap? 105 he cleared in round 2. Now he's adding 16 to the bar to go to 121. He would stay in 5th place. Right now, Munoz in 5th is 37 kilos behind the man in 4th, Lucas Gareca of Argentina. He'll give it a stab, 1-2-1. Oh, it's too much, and it's a massive ask, putting that much extra on the bar. So he finishes with 105. It just wasn't going to get any higher, I'm afraid. Big struggles. Lucas Gareca of Argentina. 148. Lovely lift of 142 last time. The Argentine team, they're really well coached, and it's really gratifying to see. They normally have a very big team, based as they are in Mar del Plata, outside the capital, Buenos Aires. So 142 last time at the second attempt, and this will be for 148 to go into the bronze medal position. It didn't hang about. Hey! 3 out of 3. Well, that's just brilliant. Lucas Gareca, 148. He's improving all the time. And he goes 3rd overall. And he originally was seeded 6th in this group, and he's 3rd now. Ah, that's brilliant that he takes a little bow, which I'm sure you caught a little bit of as he just heads into the tunnel, into the darkness, in the back reaches of this Gymnasium Juan de la Barrera. .148. Very good coach in Sofia Cardona there. 3 out of 3. So now here goes Brett Leahy of Great Britain. And it's his 3rd attempt at 155. A little, there'll be a little red on the board. 2-1 against him. So, no lift. That was actually the first time that he'd had a bit of white on the board. One of the officials siding with him.
Mathamatkul, representando Kyrgyzstan, Sagynbek Mathamatkul.
So Leahy wiped out. Mathamatkul for 156, which he missed out in the previous round, and this to go from 4th to 2nd. A bit early to start referring to it as the silver medal position, but it's obviously what it is, and it'll be inherited by very many between now and the end.
Start.
56 again. Kyrgyzstan man, and again he struggled with that. So he finishes with 147, which leaves him in 4th place. Exit stage left with a bow and a beat to the chest, and 4th place, which will be his for very, very long. Three to go in Group C. Still Ricardo Fitzpatrick leading with 165. Nothing yet on the board for Hideki Odo of Japan. 3rd attempt at 160. Would put him into 2nd position here for Hideki Odo. Less than 30 seconds to go. 60, the target again. 15 seconds. 10. Well, that's probably his best attempt. You know what it is, his best attempt. It's a good attempt. Good lift, 160. Hideki Odo, and it puts him into second. Well, that was by a long way his best attempt of this competition. And he edged out Chinapop's 155. Chinapop's going to go for 160 after this. That was a tremendous lift in comparison to his previous two. And again, he just took forever on the bench. Khamdam Chinapop's going for 160 as well. He's fallen to third and he's not going to overtake Hideki Odo because he is heavier body weight, quite considerably, over 5 kilos heavier. For 160, he won't change position. There'll be a little bit of pride. Stalled a bit in the way up. It's not going to go his way. It's 2 and against. So his best is 155. He lifted his first two though. Always wonder whether you're better off getting your first two. Will you feel better if you get your first two and miss the last, or if you miss the first and get the last two? I suspect it's probably the former. $150 and 155, but missing at 160. Quite obviously, should have been a stiletto. You finish on a high.
Ricardo Fitzpatrick.
Ricardo Fitzpatrick missed his first, got his second 165, and if he gets this, 173. Now this will be significant because there's only 4 first round lifts in Group B. Following this, that will be more significant than this. So 173 for Fitzpatrick, adding 8 to his successful lift from the last round. Oh, it's not going to go up. So he is denied that, but 165. Still the basis for what we're going to see in Group B later on. And here's the best performer in Group C for South Africa with 165. That was just too much. Again, it was a big leap of 8. And it was a tremendous ask. So that's Group C done. Here's who we have coming in Group B. A few interesting names in this already. Matwale Matna of Egypt. the 4 times world champion, 3 times Paralympic champion. Ben Wright for Australia, who we saw earlier in the year in Hungary. And we kick off with a very spectacular singlet. Jung-Hoon, 165 for Korea. Bronze in the Asian Games in Incheon and home soil back in 2014. He's from not that far away in Seoul. Climbed Kilimanjaro once. 15 days it took, studied in New Zealand. He's had a full life already. 165. Wouldn't overtake Fitzpatrick on the head-to-head. Didn't take anything out of him. And he's got it. 3 out of 3. And Moon up and running. A really good lift. Untroubled. Superb lift. So now for Kazakhstan, Rakhmetsan Kamayev. 4th in the Asian Para Games in 2014. 170 he's going for here.
Right.
170 for Kamayev. And he's 2-1 to the good. And Kamayev gets his competition off to a pristine start. That was quite terrific. Solid lifting. He's a solid man, and he's our new leader with 170. So now for Hungary. This is Cedric Ritchie, originally from Cameroon. Volunteered in anti-doping at the 2015 European Championships, which are held in Eger in Hungary. I was so interested in it, took up para-powerlifting. Made his international debut at the exact same venue, the World Cup, earlier this year. Speaks 5 languages, studied in Ukraine, and why not? Speaks French, English, Hungarian, Russian and Spanish, and surely Ukrainian as well. 170 for Cedric. Wouldn't be the lead, it'd put him in 2nd place in the head-to-head. Didn't register a mark at the Eger World Cup. I'm sure he's been brushing up since then. Well, 2-1 against. And have to return to it. Gets it a little bit tidier, perhaps. So now for Australia, Ben Wright, 171 from Perth, Western Australia. He'll be gunning for a spot on the East Coast, Gold Coast, for the Commonwealth Games next April. There is a para element in it. There's not an individual event after. It's all together, the Commonwealth Games. The para athletics in the same program as the IAAF circuit. He was 10th in the last Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, 22nd in the last World Championships in Dubai. In terms of the lifting, he seeded 16th here. Done a bit of the wheelchair basketball too. Might be penalised. Ah, no, 2-1 in his favour. Just going to say it was moving to the back a little bit, but from two of the angles it scarcely mattered. So that's brilliant. Ben Wright is the new leader for Australia, 171. And it was a belting lift. Begins to stray back a bit there, but it didn't affect the result. So Ben Wright, our new leader.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 173 kilograms for the first attempt from the United Arab Emirates.
Untitled Chapter. Representando Emiratos Árabes Unidos, Adel Shanbi.
So Adel Shanbi of the United Arab Emirates.
Please be prepared.
For the UAE, for the lead, the nation that hosted the last World Championships. He was in it, but no mark. 5th, however, in the Ego World Cup this year. Right. 2-1 for him. Again, a bit like Ben Wright, it was a little touch and go. Marked down by one of our 3 referees, but the other 2 were satisfied, and so is he. And that was perfectly fine.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 175 kilograms for the first attempt from Azerbaijan.
Nurlan Babayanov. Representando Azerbaijan, Nurlan Babayanov.
Now for Azerbaijan, Nurlan Babajanov. Brother Ali, also an international para-powerlifter now, and he won bronze in Ego in the World Cup earlier this year. There's a tune that's gone back in the charts lately. And thank the Norse gods for that.
Good
75 for the lead.
Right.
2-1 against him. better from our angle than no doubt it did for two of the others. Has to come back and straighten it out.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 180 kilograms for the first attempt from Uzbekistan.
So now for Uzbekistan, after what was a decent but not successful lift by Nurlan Babajanov, we go to nearby Uzbekistan and Farhad Imirjakov. Yeah, it's a 4-hour flight, but ballpark, 180. Junior world record holder, competed in the EGA World Cup this year. Well, 180 up just like that.
No lift.
2-1 against though for Farhad Imirzakov.
Loaders, please go to bar to 185 kilograms for height 15.
16th in the World Championships last time out. Gave it a good whirl.
The bar is loaded to 185 kilograms for the first attempt from Netherlands.
Dankers. Representando Dankers.
Patrick Dankers now for the Netherlands. $185 his target. Born in Dordrecht, now lives in Helmond, which is more than just a province. Fourth in the Europeans last time out in EGA and won the bronze in Alexin in Russia in 2013. 2 World Championship performances so far, 10th in 2010 in Kuala Lumpur and 16th in Dubai 3 years ago. But he won in the Fazar World Cup in Dubai in February. 185. A few wobbles on the way up, and all three against. 185 originally was looking at 190. Not a huge squad this time in Dankers. It was awkward kind of a lift, has to be tidied up a lot. So now Metwali Matna of Egypt, the 3 times Paralympic and 4 times world champion. Those world championship years, 1998 in Dubai, 02 in Kuala Lumpur, 06 in Busan, 2010 in Kuala Lumpur. It was silver in Dubai 3 years ago. 3 Paralympic golds in a row in Sydney, Athens and Beijing. Silver in Atlanta in 1996, when he was a slip of a lad at the age of 21. But no mark in Rio. Injured just before the competition. 190. This for the lead. He's of a class that this should hold no fears for him. Or any technical problems either. 3 out of 3. Now he's a man who can go high. He's decided to start so low that he's in Group B, but he can rocket up the table here, especially as 2:15 is the highest mark that's been gone for in Group A. He's up and running. He's got prospects here.
Cedric Ritchie, representando Hungría, Cedric Ritchie.
So Cedric Ritchie is back for Hungary, second attempt at 170, close to it last time, 2 and against. That was a really, really tight call. So 170 for Cedric Ritchie. Can he get it a bit straighter this time? It was up fast. He's on the board. 3 out of 3 at 170. And he's on the board now. He's in 5th overall. Seeded 18th in terms of the first round weights. Yeah, gotcha. That was just terrific by Cedric Ritchie. Jung-Hoon of Korea. Cleared 165 last time, this for 172. For the Republic of Korea, what we'll commonly refer to as South Korea. Jung-Hoon for 172, and this will put him into 2nd place. An extra kilo and he'd go level with Adel Shambi, but he would have the advantage over him on the head-to-head. Lighter body weight. So Moon. The head-on view looks straight, the side-on view likewise, and 3 out of 3 for a good lift. He goes into 3rd position. That's all terrific. All very good and strong. That's the way to do it. So Moon's success at 172 puts a bit of pressure on the rest. And this is Adel Shanbi, who Moon could have tried to go level with, but it would have been in vain, and he'd have had to add an extra 2 kilos on the bar straight away. So this is for 173. That's what he got in the first round. 175 now, his second round attempt. And this to put him into second place. A slightly stronger position. For Adel Shanbi. A very credible result in the Egger World Cup of 5th. Second already. Just to strengthen the position slightly. Ah, won't happen though. Too much this time. Having cleared 173 last time, just hope he hasn't injured himself in taking the wind out of his sails in any event. Something, but lost his composure anyway. Have to come back at 175, despite the struggles he had here. You commit to a weight, you stick to it. Same weight for Rakhmetsan Kamayev of Kazakhstan. Got 170 last time, going for 175 now. That 4th place in the Asian Para Games. Good display in Incheon. He's not hanging about at all.
Right.
On the bench, he's there with 175, and he's clear. So he goes into second place with only Metwali Metina above him, and he's looking to go above 200. Excellent. Big competition coming out of Group B, and that's what we like to see. That's a good, strong lift again. 170 first of all, then 175. Nolan Babajanov of Azerbaijan missed 175 first time. Going for it again now. This an attempt again at 175. Go behind Kamayev, the head-to-head. No lift yet at 175. That was in the first round, and in the second, has he done enough? He has 2-1. Good lift by Babajanov, and that puts him into third place. Level on weight with Kamayev, but behind him in the head-to-head. Good thumping, cracking lift, 175. Ben Wright then, 161. It's 176 to put himself back in the frame. This to put him back into second. It's a tremendous lift from him in the first round of 171. So 176 for Ben Wright of Perth. Bit of red on the board, but it's still 2-1 for him, just as it was in the previous round. Ben Wright goes into second place for Australia. Now 190 is the lowest mark in the opening round of Group A. Ben Wright is 14 off that, but he's getting himself good and competitive. Solid enough, kind of frittered away to the back, but he was all right. Patrick Dankers of the Netherlands goes again at 185. Fifth Global Championship. Well, I'm including the Europeans in that, mind you. That European bronze in Alexin. It's also been on the Dutch Olympic Committee's Athletes Commission, and that is the Olympic Committee, not just the Paralympic one, for a couple of years. He was a javelin thrower at first. And found that powerlifting suited him a bit more. So Dankers, 185, and this to go into second place. Obviously, the higher he can go here, and the same goes for Mitwali Matana. A few misses in Group A, and then suddenly, top 10 definitely, top 8 maybe, top 6.
Right.
So for 185, Dankers. Danke. All three happy with what they've seen. So he's off the mark. He goes into second spot. Just a belting lift. So next for Uzbekistan, Farhod Imerzakov. And he too going for 185. Now he missed 180 in the first round, but he's climbing by 5 anyway. He's following a particular plan. And this would put him second ahead of Dankers on the head-to-head. That's too much of a strain though, and having missed 180, out at 185 as well. And in a bit of jeopardy, because he's the only man so far in Group B not to register a weight. And having committed at 185, he's going to have to stay there at the very least. Now this is big. Matwali Matala going for 210. There's only two men who are aiming for a higher than him in the first round of Group A. Prowling round the canvas like Mike Tyson. .210 from Matwali. World records 2:33. Love this confidence out of Group B. He's going for 190. So is Francisco Palomeque of Colombia in Group A. Easily could have been an A. So he has to try and shake up the rest of the field from here. It's not ideal because obviously he can't respond on a round by round basis to what will be happening round him, but he's added 20 to it. This is 210. Now if he gets this would be terrific. That's too much of a struggle, I fear, though, for a man who has 7 global golds. Well, it was immensely confident. He added 20 onto it, 210. So what does he do next? 210 would have really put the fear of their lives into those in Group A. Really would have shaken them up, got them by the lapels, smacked them round the face. And that's just round 2. But he's missed it. And it might have been an attempt too many. So, round 3 we go, and Adel Shanbi is next. 175 he's going for again. Currently 6th, and if he gets this, he goes 4th. Shit! It's the 175 last time.
Right.
Got it up this occasion, but no lift. All 3 going against. So he finishes on 173, and that puts him 6th overall. A valiant attempt for the man who represented the host nation in Dubai 3 years ago. Never looked comfortable. The revs of Moon, Jung-Hoon for Korea. Thumping lift at 172 last time, going for 176 now. Currently in 7th place, but aiming to be 3rd after this. then for the top 3 if he gets this. Again, he's started this group, went for the lightest weight, seeded 9th of the 9 in Group B when he started, but this to rocket out to the front in the final round. .176 for Moon. Right hand was a bit higher, and he's not got it. No lift, according to all 3. But a good performance, 172, 7th then out of this group. Not level going up. So the return of Cedric. Cedric Wachu. And 176, an attempt to go to 3rd for Cedric Wachu. .176. 6 onto the bar compared to round 2. He's got it up there. I wonder if it had drifted to the back a little. Well, it did, but he's got one on the board. It was 170. Has him in 8th place. Performance overall was solid, and the heavier weights something for him to work on in future, but that was decent enough from Cedric. European Championships on next year in the northern French coast. In Berck-sur-Mer. So now for Kazakhstan, Rakhmetsan Kamayev, and he doesn't tend to take his time. .181, again to go 3rd. Retina 190, Dankers 185. Oof, no. That was an addition of 6, and it left himself with too much to do. So he bows out with 175, and that currently has him in 4th place. Ben Wright coming in again to wrap up.
Ben Wright.
181 the target for the Western Australian. Well, he's definitely going to finish much higher than the 22nd he did at the last World Championships. If he gets this, he stays third. There's still a few more to go, but at worst he'll finish 15th.
All yours, buddy. Nice and strong. Start.
181 for Ben Wright.
Punch it out. Are you eyes? Keep it going. Keep it going. Beautiful. Right.
Got a chance there.
No lift.
It's all red. So Ben Wright misses out. 176 is his top marks, but still in third. It's quite decent. Yep. There was the issue. And to drift back, and he interrupted it. So now, trying to avoid a wipeout, Farhad Umir Zakov of Uzbekistan, who's missed out at 180 and 185 so far. And there was a split call to and against him, so he has been wiped out. No result, no mark for Farhad Umirzakov, the only man that's happened to in Group B. Try and redeem that at the Asian Para Games next year. It's actually a very busy September, October. The Paras in October, the Asian Games in Kuala Lumpur, and before that, Gutierrez in Japan hosts the Asian para-powerlifting championships. So now this is a massive leap of 12 kilos for Nurlan Babajanov of Azerbaijan. So an extra 12 for Babajanov, who will go into second spot if he gets this right beyond Patrick Dankers. But extra 12, it's a big ask. It is too big an ask. So 175 is where it ends for Nurlan Babajanov, and fifth spot for him. But always when you've a large margin going onto the bar, more than likely that is what is going to happen.
Dankers, representando a Holanda, Dankers.
Aiming for the lead, Patrick Dankers of the Netherlands. He's cleared 185 previously, this for 191 to overtake Metwali Matna. If he gets this, he suddenly breaks in among those in Group A, and Metwali Matna with him. So Dankers adding 6 on, 191. Oh, he's competitive. Has he got that right? Yes, he has! Yes, he has! 2 out of the 3. And he takes the lead on 191. Puts it up a lot to Metwali Matna here with his 210. Terrific lift.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 210 kilograms for the third and final attempt from Egypt.
Metwali Matna, representando a Egipto, Metwali Matna.
So, Metwali Matna. This is for 210 again. Missed it last time. But if he gets this, it just really rips the competition wide open. He's done this before. Gets this, you just urging to see how those in Group A react to this, because it'll be a long way before anybody could take the lead off him. Dankers in front, 191. Matna again, 210.
Ya Allah, ya Ali Sabrin. Easy, me too. I need it. Now.
Ah, no joy, no, it's unfortunately not going to happen for him. Even a man of his standing. So he bows out, and he's not the top man to come out of Group B. That's Patrick Dankers. 190 for Matna, 191 for Dankers. It was a tremendous try, and he had to do that, seeing he was in Group B. Had to have some influence on what was to follow. Obviously, if you're in Group A and all the big lifts are happening around you, the adrenaline rolls a bit, and you know what the competition's like, and this is what the rest of the competition's like. Heaviest attempt in this opening round will be 215 by Jixiong. Evanio de Silva, Paralympic silver medalist in Rio, goes in this. So many greats. Reigning Asian champion, Jixiong. So away we go into Group A, and an attempt at 185. Rafik Arabat for France. European bronze medalist 2 years ago in Eger, 19th in the last World Championships, but seeded here 9th. He's from Le Courneuve. 5. Won't be for the lead. He knew that coming in.
Good lead.
3 out of 3, 7 kilos below what he was originally going for. Terrific lift. The bronze medal position for now.
193 kilograms for the first attempt from Colombia.
Francisco Palomeque.
Francisco Palomeque of Colombia. He was originally going for 190. Wants 193 instead now. Francisco Tuyo Palomeque Palacios, 11th at the last World Championships, but seeded 8th here in terms of his first round attempts. And he's up for it. .93 the target for the Colombian, who turned 50 in October. From Quibdó. Francisco Palomeque, 193. This to hit the front. Got it raised, and he's raised himself into the gold medal position. Francisco Palomeque, good, proper solid lift. Quality.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 195 kilograms for the first attempt from Jordan.
Munoz Al-Junaidi.
Now for Jordan, Munoz Al-Junaidi, the reigning world champion from Dubai 3 years ago. 7th in the Paralympic Games in Rio, didn't compete in London. Bronze in Beijing, and silver in the Asian Para Games in Incheon. Silver in 2010 in Kuala Lumpur. .95 for the lead for Munoz Al-Junaidi. All the attempts after this above 200. Now, he's not got it. 3 red, despite how smooth that might have looked. And at this stage, if there's a few good lifts over the 200, he's probably going to have to go there.
Phileo Arredondo.
So now the only Mexican competitor of the day, Phileo Arredondo. former world champion from Busan in 2006, from Monterrey. That his only global medal. Fourth in Sydney 2000 at the Paralympics there, and a fourth preceding that World Championship gold in 2002 in Kuala Lumpur. Going for 200. Sixth in Rio. Well, 200 up just like that. And he's got it, 2 out of 3. And Phileo Arredondo goes into the gold medal position for the host nation, Mexico. Cracking lift by Arredondo. And that is the milestone broken. Had Mathamatkul been successful, obviously, these would still be lifts for second place at the moment. Oniga Drake for Cuba, he too going for 200, and the lead on the head-to-head. Pan Am champion in Toronto 2 years ago, and fourth at the Paralympics in Rio. He lifted 205 there, but missed out by 5. You want a medal in this, you have to lift 200, minimum. 200 only good enough for 6th, by the way, in Rio. So Drake, 200 to take the lead. Easy does it. Successfully, 2 out of 3, and Oniga Drake of Cuba goes into the gold medal position. So much jostling around top spot, and Oniga Drake, the latest. So a couple of 200s, Arredondo for Mexico, Drake for Cuba. And on we go. Sachin Chaudhary for India going for 203. Never won a global medal. 5th in the World Championships in 2010 in Kuala Lumpur. Vijay Munishwar, his coach. Chaudhary, 203. Again for the lead, as every lift from here on in this first round is full. Session Chowdhury.
Start.
2:03 for Chowdhury. Yes! 2 out of 3 again for Session Chowdhury. That's the way to do it. Our new leader from India. Without a world or a Paralympic medal. But there's only 3 heavier lifts coming in this opening round. And he has nailed that one brilliantly. Well, that was a real cracker by Chowdhury. One to be proud of. Only Mutaz Al-Junaidi has missed out so far in this first round of Group A with his 195. Such a long, intriguing night.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 207 kilograms for the first attempt from Brazil.
Evanio da Silva.
Evanio da Silva of Brazil, the Paralympic silver medalist at Rio Centro. 210, but beaten by 10 by Mohammed Khamis Khalaf of the United Arab Emirates. Sixth in the last World Championships, twice the Brazilian Powerlifter of the Year. Evanio da Silva, originally from Salvador, but now living in Dayatuba at the Max Planck faculty. There's a gym in his name, open in his hometown of Cicero Dantas. First Brazilian powerlifting medalist at a Paralympic Games. 207, Evanio da Silva. For the lead for Brazil.
Fica firme no banco, vai.
Slowly does it. Little concern, looks around, it's no lift. He was right to be concerned.
Loaders, please load the bar to 210 kilograms for height 14.
So misses out, 207. The original plan was 213, and might have been wise for him to go down. Yeah, his reaction sort of suggests it was a man who didn't think he'd got it.
Seyedhamed, Solhipouravanji.
So for Iraq, 210, being targeted by Seyedhamed, Solhipouravanji, the Asian Games champion. The last 2 games in Guangzhou in 2010 and in Incheon 2014. From Tehran, no mark in the Paralympic Games. Went in at 225 there, too high. Going in at 210 here, which was the bronze medal mark in Rio. Silver in the last World Championships in Dubai. 4th at London 2012. 4th in Kuala Lumpur at the 2010 Worlds. 210 for Solhipouravanji. training. It stopped a bit on the way up. Are they penalising for it? Oh, 2-1 against. He still almost got there. So suddenly the scene changes. Chowdhury leading 203. Drake second 200. Arredondo third 200. De Silva and Solhipouravanji have both missed out. One more lift to come in this first round. Just halted on the way up there, and he will have realised that would have cost him.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 250 kilograms for the first attempt from China.
Jixiong, representando a China. Jixiong.
Jixiong of China, the Asian champion, 2 golds at the Asian para-powerlifting championships in Almaty 2 years ago. Set a world record as well, subsequently beaten in Dubai by Hani Abdel Hadi of Egypt. That's 2-3-3. Yay for 2:15. No mark at the Paralympic Games, where he opened up at 2:24 in the first round, and that would have been gold. Solhipouravanji opened up at 2:25. That would have been gold. 2:15 for Ye. It looks good from here. Looks good to the experts as well. All 3 going his way. That is a monster lead of 12 for Ye Jixiong of China. 2:15 to Chowdhury's 2:03. De Silva and Solhipouravanji are going to have to open up the chase now in round 2. They're considerably back. Marvellous lift to keep the bar level, the lift straight.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 191 kilograms for the second attempt from France.
So into round 2 then, and Rafiq Arabat in 8th position, and if he gets this 191, he overtakes Patrick Dankers and Metwali Matna from Group B. I repeat, if Matna had either of those 210s, he would be lying in the silver medal position right now. There's a 7-way battle for the medals in the second round. 6-way battle for silver and bronze. Nobody's trying to challenge yet at the moment. Arabat of France for 191. Solid and straight and good. And everything else about it was fine too. Arabat clearing 191, and he goes into 6th position. Good full auditorium here at the Gymnasium Juan de la Barrera on the floor, and the stand at the back of the arena, and then the normal seating in this basketball stadium. Good smattering of the public. Now, Mutaz Al Junaidi missed in round 1, 195. He's going for it again, and this would put him 5th. Bronze right now is 200. 195 for Al Junaidi.
No.
Currently without a mark, but this to go fifth.
Post! Right!
It's a bit of red. 2-1 against again. I was moving backwards a little. He's left himself in a real position of peril now, because what does he do in the next round? Does he go for 195 again and get a spot in the top 8 certainly, or does he ambitiously go for a medal? The man he is, you'd say the latter, but he's in a really unenviable position now.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 201 kilograms for the second attempt from Colombia.
Francisco Palomeque, representando a Colombia. Francisco Palomeque.
Francisco Palomeque now for Colombia. $193 in the opening round and gunning for a medal straight away. With his second attempt at 201, that would put him into the bronze medal position. Drake and Arredondo currently on 200.
Sí.
He's definitely going to finish higher than the 11th in Dubai. 201. Has he got it? He's getting it up. He's getting it up. Oh, not judged clean though. It's reds all across the board for Palomeque, and it's again a bit like what we were saying about Metwali Matna. In a way, you'd love to see him get it to see how the others would react. Brave to add 8 on. There's a chance of a medal. It's still alive, but when he comes back, what would third place require there? Quite a clever dual logo for this Parasport Festival, the Para-Powerlifting World Championships here. You can see the strongman, but you turn the logo upside down and you've got a swimmer. The Para Swimming World Championships are on next door. Arredondo currently in 4th place with 200, a lift for 205, gunning for the silver medal for Mexico. Arredondo ready. The 2006 world champion.
Aprieta los brazos. Regresa. Brazos firmes. No dejes que te tiemble.
Didn't start the lift. He's in trouble. He is in big trouble. 30 seconds to go. Rising the tension. 22 seconds to go. He's going to run out of time. 5 seconds left. Immense difficulty in the weight and in holding onto the bar, and he is timed out. He has another lift to come, but whether he feels after this he can do it. Timed out at 2:05. So many attempts to hold the bar aloft before the downlift. We lifted 197, Arredondo, to finish 6th in Rio. That was just a step too far. Oniger Drake, lying in the bronze medal position with 200, going for 2:05 for Cuba, into the silver medal position. Pan Am champion from Toronto 2015. Ramon Martinez, the coach. Drake needing to perform. He's got it up. It's a quiet celebration from his coach, but it will get louder now. 3 out of 3. Drake goes into the silver medal position for Cuba. That was a belting lift, but there's still 4 heavier attempts to come in this second round. Sachin Chaudhary for India lifted 2:03 in the opening round, going for 2:06 here. Fifth, his best previous performance at the World Championships in 2010. Hasn't bettered that at a Paralympic Games or even a Commonwealth Games. Currently in the bronze medal position. This to go second. Chaudhary for 2:06. And it's not doable for him. He's still in the medals, but at the moment it's bronze instead of silver. Unable to get it raised. And still two men to lift who could knock him in this round out of the medals.
Evanio da Silva.
Next up for Brazil, Evanio da Silva, who missed out 2:07 in the opening round. The Paralympic silver medalist in Rio. The EGO World Cup silver medalist in Hungary this year.
Aí ataca você, acredita, vamos, firme.
Silva missing out to 2:07 in the opening round, adding an additional kilo to get to 2:08 and second spot.
Força, Bahia, vamos! Firme. Domina.
Silva 2:08. It's got it up there! And it's good! The silver goes into the silver medal position for Brazil. Drake down to third for Cuba. And Chowdhury now fourth for India. Look at the strain, just the beads of sweat everywhere. But he got it up and he got it good. So Silva missing out in the first round, but coming good in the second. And now can Seyedhamed, Solhipouravanji, the Asian Games champion, do the same. Silver in 2014. Big target of 2:10 to go into the silver medal position. I think those glasses there would be a distraction, but obviously not. Solhipouravanji. 2:10. Oh, he made that look easy. And he's got it. 3 out of 3. Well, that puts him into the silver medal position, and De Silva down to bronze. It is game on. These are two men with a chance of gold. It depends what Jixiong does next, but Solhipouravanji returns in glory. A sensational lift from the Iranian. Ye Jixiong of China. 2:15 he got in the previous round. The Asian champion. .220 to increase the lead to 10. Ye Jixiong. 220 could be enough to win it. Again, it looked good from here. It is good. 2 out of 3. He leads by 10. Is that enough to be world champion? An impressive lift by Ye Jixiong. Increase the lead by 5 to 10. At the moment, both De Silva and Solhipouravanji are going for 2:11. After they follow through on that, Ye Jixiong is the world champion. And that will be China's 4th. More golds than anyone else, more medals than anyone else, 10 in total. Munoz Al-Junaidi of Jordan, his 3rd and final attempt at 195, and he's decided not to go any higher. This would be for 7th. Couple of big stabs at 195. Al-Junaidi, 3rd and final attempt. Just to get on the board. Not sure that was level. 2-1 against, and he's wiped out. He does not register a mark, and Al-Junaidi bows out. Those 3 attempts at 195. And he got none of them, no mark. Well, there is a 5-way battle for the medals. De Silva and Solhipouravanji are still not going above 2:11, so Ye Jixiong is the champion. Rafik Arabat for France going for 195. Currently 8th, this to go above Palomeque and go into 7th spot. Arabat for 195. Real strain, and he's not going to get there. Bows out 191, and he finishes in 8th place. Nobody's going to overtake him from there. European bronze medalist. He's the leading European finisher here. Couldn't get it fully raised. And all the attempts from now on are above 200. So for Colombia, Francisco Palomeque, if he gets this, he goes 5th. Every attempt after this will be for a medal. For Palomeque to leap from 7th to 5th, above Arredondo and Cedric, who still have to lift in this final round. Palomeque 203. And up it gets. It's no lift though. All three going against. 2 attempts at 201 unsuccessful. 193 is where he bows out, and that leaves him in 7th place. So we go up to 208. These are all medal attempts now. Arredondo down in 6th with 200. Missed on 205, and that was way too heavy for him. He's in big trouble with that, but he's going for 208 here, which would be a bronze medal on the head-to-head alongside Evanio de Silva. He was last time out unable to bring the bar down. So 208 it is for Arredondo. Arredondo, Drake and Cedric battling for De Silva's current bronze medal. De Silva with an eye on the silver that Solhipouravanji is in.
Más fuerte, por favor. Aprieta esos brazos. 1, 2, 3. Ahí.
30 seconds. And he went for it. He went for it. It's a bridge too far. It's 6th place for Phileo Arredondo. He went somewhere his body just simply couldn't deliver. He put everything into that. Arredondo bows out, having a success at 200 and 6th place. Super Mexican support for him. World champion in 2006, but no global medals since then. The man from Monterrey with UANL. We go heavier. Sachin Chowdhury got 203, missed 206. This for 209. To jump above Evanio da Silva into the bronze medal position. Chowdhury's best finish in the global championship, 5th in the worlds in 2010. He's 5th now. This to go into the bronze medal position. That's the highest he could go with this. Still be overtaken twice to drop down to 5th if he's successful with this effort. Chowdhury, 209. Got it half up in the left-hand side, but he bows out with 5th place. The second time in the World Championships he's come 5th, and plaudits for that. But that 209 was beyond him. Finishes with 203, and it is a 5th place finish. Down to the final 4. Gutierrez, Cuba. He's cleared 200 and 205 so far. This for 209 to go into the bronze medal position. Nobody with a successful lift yet in the final round. Narrowly edged out in Rio into 4th, and he's 4th now. He lifted 205 in Rio and was denied a spot on the podium. And here he is, having lifted 205, he's 4th. This to jump up above da Silva into the bronze medal position. Drake is struggling. The standard's been set too high for a lot of these great men. And it is 4th for Gutierrez, just as it was at the Paralympic Games. Bows out at 205, which is 4th place for him. Always the worst place to finish. And at the moment where it was too much. 3 lifts to go. Yay, Jixiong untouched in the gold medal position. It's Evanio da Silva and Solhipouravanji in a straight shootout for the silver. The silver so far lifting 208, Solhipouravanji 210. The silver here is going for 212.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 212 kilograms
Evanio da Silva of Brazil. Silva in Rio, aiming for silver in Mexico City. In the medals again, Evanio da Silva. His first World Championship medal. 6th in Dubai 3 years ago. Silver in his homeland at the Paralympic Games, so special. But a chance of another silver now. Evanio da Silva, 4 silver. $2.12 for Da Silva, and he's got it up there. Is it good enough? Oh, it's not. And Da Silva gets the bronze. Solhipouravanji, Da Silva, and Jixiong of China the gold. And now it's Solhipouravanji, now that he doesn't have to defend his silver medal, is going to go for gold. It was too much for Da Silva, bronze instead, but he's another major medal to his name. To await the final mark for Da Silva with the bronze. So now, Seyedhamed, Solhipouravanji, the Asian Games champion, the last 2 games. Silver in the last Worlds in Dubai. 4th in London, 2012. Went in too high in Rio, didn't get a mark. The silver is his, and this is an attempt now at the gold. This is it. Jixiong with his 2:20 in the lead. Solhipouravanji. He's lifted 2:26 to win the Asian Para Games. This is 2:21 to be world champion. It's up there. Oh, he's missed by 2-1. That was a real solid try. It is silver for Solhipouravanji, and Jixiong carries on to get the gold. 2:10, the best in the end. It was a split decision by 2-1. Silver for the Iranian, just as it was in Dubai. And he worked and he worked and he worked, and he just couldn't So here is the world champion, Jixiong. 2 golds at the last Asian Championships in Almaty, had the world record. Now that's something to think about. No mark of the Paralympics, but he's the world champion now. This an attempt at 226. World champion for the first time. Going for 226, and after this, well, the sky's the limit. That went up nice and smooth. He should be okay, and he is! 3 out of 3 for Jixiong. Fantastic. That's the way to win a world title. 226. Has he got more in the tank? World records 233, Hani Abdelhadi of Egypt. That was just a terrific lift. Smooth as you like, level, straight up. 226, and he will go for the world record. So the world record attempt is on 233.5. Hani Abdelhadi lifting 233 for the world record in last year's FASA World Cup in Dubai, February 2016. It's fabulously ambitious. Mutaz Al-Junaidi won this with a world record 229 3 years ago. Broke his own world record that he set in Eger at the World Cup a couple of months before that. Abdelhadi bring it to 233. Solhipouravanji had had a shot to the world record himself in Dubai, 230. In the powerlift, the bonus round, the 4th round, which is where we are now. Jixiong going for 233.5. Clock's running. The motivation, the concentration, and now the ovation for the powerlift, for the world record. Jixiong for China. World Championship gold in his pocket. And now aiming for the world record. The age of 24, Ye Jixiong of China. So here he comes. And again, he couldn't get it raised. Well, that's why world records are world records. You need to be 100% at full metal. Something which hasn't been achieved before and denied. He knew it wasn't going to come. But he's the world champion for the first time. Ye Jixiong, 226. China's 4th gold here in Mexico City. Iran with Seyedhamed, Solhipouravanji with the silver medal. And Evanio de Silva of Brazil with the bronze. Medal ceremony on the way. But the world record was not.
Para-powerlifting, nos esperamos para la premiación.